Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
The question isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
We're facing a caloric deficit. To make up for it, we've had to take certain measures.
The last thing I do is drive that car. I will take that life, man. 1,000 times.
Sure.
Folks, welcome back as we wrap up all things paradise. And I say that with much disappointment in my voice. Mike, how you been?
I'm good. I am good. It's been a bit. I feel like I've been on a slow train from Atlanta to Colorado.
I'm gonna let you go first, and I'm glad we're doing this in a way where we didn't go week by week, and we're getting to it now. Was today the actual finale?
Yesterday was the finale. Yeah, this week.
Here's how backed up I am on this show. I've pretty much caught up on this show starting Sunday. I watched the first 2 episodes, no 3, and I didn't touch it since. I was done.
So you haven't gotten to the finale?
I got to it today.
Oh, okay.
And so I started catching up Sunday, got to the finale today, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch this week to week. I would have been upset. I'm really upset with TV right now. The only thing that's holding my interest are Imperfect Women on Apple TV, and my wife started watching Grey's Anatomy, and I think we got off track because I would put on this background noise while I was working. I think I got to like season 5. Something upset me.
Oh, Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah. So I went to Google Gemini. I was like, when does such and such character exit the show?
Exactly.
And it was like season 8. I was like, I'm jumping to season 8 because if I have to watch this character for another, I don't know how many seasons. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was kind of with Grey's Anatomy. I was kind of the opposite.
Okay.
There were characters that I liked in the show in the first few years.
Yeah.
And I don't remember when I tapped out, but it was right around the time like Callie left.
Okay, so you got farther because once they merged, and what's his name? Jesse Washington, whatever his name is. When he shows up,
okay.
I was like, yeah, this feels like new Pepsi.
Yeah. Oh, you mean when the hospitals merged?
Yeah.
And they became like one big hospital. Yeah.
I was like, somebody decided we need to freshen things up and get younger. And I was like, I'm out.
Right.
I tried to stick with it. But once they made that army guy chief, I was like, yeah, I'm done. And then
that was a little weird.
And then Gemini was like, yeah, he's going season 8. And they gave me this specific episode. I was like, I'll start season 8 from the get-go. And then Meredith has a half-sister, another half-sister, which I was like, oh, wow. And Shepard's sister is now a doctor. I was like, oh, man, this jumped the shark big time.
Right. Yeah. And then especially like after what's his face died. And
yeah.
But she kept seeing him.
Yep.
It's like, okay, guys,
Negan.
you've lost focus right now.
Yep.
Yeah. I was definitely like, I was all in on that show for probably the first 6 years, and then I was kind of like, what is this? What are we doing?
You know what's crazy? Isaiah Washington.
Uh-huh.
If he says what he said back then now, nobody bats an eye. Like, there'll be some outrage, but he's not losing his job on that show.
Okay, you have to. I don't know what it was he said.
He said something like homophobic about to the guy that plays O'Malley.
Oh, okay.
And then that's why he was off the show.
Oh, like in real life, he said.
In real life.
Okay.
And I'm like, probably about 15 years too early, buddy. Because if he does that now, you know, he might have survived it.
Right.
But speaking of that, just on the side,
argument Patrick Dempsey. Oh, he outed the dude.
Oh, that's what it was. Ooh, yeah. Never mind. I don't know if he'd have survived that.
He also denied he said it too, by the way. But okay.
So funny thing, kind of segue that. NBA player, Jalen Ivory, plays for the Bulls. He gets released from the Bulls because that's a contract detriment to the team. He says it's because he's a Christian, and he had an issue with the NBA and their stance on Pride. They were like that they celebrated Pride Month,
right?
And then people started taking up for him, and then his teammates come out and they're like, no, that wasn't the issue. The issue was, I guess he just got saved, and
this is the kid that got waived.
Yeah. And you know how some of us tend to be when we just get saved.
Yeah, a little overzealous. Yeah.
They said he was going up to players and asking them
about their religion, asking them about
And then he was like, "Are you righteous? Are you not righteous?" Then he's asking beat reporters. He's telling people that certain people are going to go to hell. And then I guess he had a torn something in his knee. He told him that God healed his knee. They did an MRI. They're like, "No, your knee is still torn." And he's like, "No, it's healed. I can play." And they're like, "Yeah, you're not good enough to tolerate this, buddy. You got to go."
Yeah. So, you know who does not have controversy though? Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling, the writers of this show failed you. They failed you. You didn't deserve this. You did not deserve this plot. You deserved last season. It was phenomenal. And then the writers of this show flew too close to the sun. They just ruined it. The premise of this show was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And then it turned into The Last of Us. And then it turned into Last of Us Terminator. And now I don't care anymore. I'm probably going to watch season 3, but it's only because of Sterling. Only. I don't care about this time travel. I don't care about these anomalies. I don't care about none of this stuff. If they'd have just kept this stuff to like, hey, the world has ended. We got an underground bunker. That would have been enough for me. Enough. But they wanted to go where I don't know where they're trying to. I was so let down. So let down. And through it all, like a bad Denzel film, I can't blame Sterling. It's like a bad LeBron James team. You cannot blame LeBron. He held up his end of the bargain. It was just, and I knew it. They spent way too much time out of the bunker trying to catch me up on these people that, to me, didn't act well enough. Cheyenne Woodley, you held up your end of the bargain. You were batting 300.
I was about to say, I'm glad you put that in there. She did a great job.
She did a good job. She did a good job of being Ellie from Last of Us.
She understood the assignment.
She batted 300. Yeah. It just, the way I feel about this is the way I felt about Spider-Man Far From Home. Like, this is what you gave me? You followed up a phenomenal season 1. And you come with this? I didn't care for none of this stuff outside the bunker. I wish that man would have got to Atlanta, found his wife, got back, and we could have went on with the palace intrigue that would have that was going on inside this bunker was enough to carry this show. You and folks, you're getting spoilers. You want to maybe throw in that there's another bunker? Cool, I'll take that. But this supercomputer that could see the future, and you have a clone of a son, or maybe he's from a alternate reality. It's like the Malcolm X gif where he just slams his hand on the table and says, "Damn it." This was a show that I needed to be grounded. The premise was like a possibility, but you could have just grounded it as much close. I needed you to go Christopher Nolan and try to ground this fantasy in reality. And they didn't want to do it. Floor is yours. You tell me why you loved it, because we've had a little exchange in the text messages.
So, let's see. I'm not saying it's perfect. I like the fact that they leaned into stuff outside of the bunker and that they started us with like 2 episodes where we weren't back in the bunker. Look, they did a whole season of the bunker. There's got to be more people out there, and there are more people out there. So, you know, it seemed odd to me that if there are people who survived and they're in Memphis because they could see them from the telescope, and they knew people, like, nobody in 2 years thought to let's check out Graceland and see if there's any supplies up there. And these two women were just hanging out up there. But they took a couple of shortcuts. But I do appreciate the fact that they got us out of the bunker and they got us into the world at large, and that we saw that there were other things going on. There were other factions. There were other, people making it work in a different way than the people in the bunker did. And honestly, to me, the palace intrigue in the bunker was starting to get a little ridiculous. And the whole thing with Jane, and she kills Billy, and then she kills the other president, and then she was like some super soldier spy thing. I don't even know what she was. That was just kind of a little over the top for me. Look, I get what you're saying about the supercomputer thing. It's and the AI. It's like, all right, that's a little on the nose. It's a little too much of a trope right now, but it's given me like a lot of part of it's given me a lot of Lost vibes. Part of it's given me a lot of Man in High Castle vibes. And I like that, and I appreciate that. I like the fact that there's something else going on there. And so now we've had 2 seasons with the bunker. Now the bunker's gone, and you know, let's look at something else. Let's do something else and see where this thing's going to take us. And to be fair, I'm probably more of a sci-fi, like hard sci-fi nerd than you are. So it's kind of more in my maybe it's more in my wheelhouse than it is for you. Um, and I do think if I do have a complaint, it's that they took a lot of shortcuts. It's like it went too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would have worked better had they kind of doubled down on everything, given us more time in the bunker, given us more time on the road, let us develop all these characters a little more, and then maybe at the end of season 2, they show up at the bunker. And now you have season 3 to get us to Alex. You know what I'm saying? I think they just rushed it. What was it, 8 episodes? I'm not sure that was enough. Like, that needed like maybe 12, 13 episodes to really to flesh everything out properly. I think they kind of rushed this whole, oh, the nukes are over, they are doing, and we're, it just made it, everything just seemed kind of rushed to me. And I think if they had taken their time and paced it a little better, I think maybe you would have liked it better. I think it would have come out a little better. But I don't hate the direction that it's going.
No, No, if they could have slowed it down to 50 episodes. I hate Dylan. I hate the train. Um, the entire time she was talking to the crazy man at the post office, I was like, Xavier, if you don't pull this trigger, just shoot this man. Just shoot him.
Yeah.
And that scene made me so upset. I haven't seen my wife in 3 years, and this crazy man tried to blow me up, and you think I'm just going to sit there and let you talk? No. The minute I got a clear shot, he'd have been gone. The minute it all just frustrated me. The flashbacks, the only good part of the flashbacks were getting James Marsden. That's it. Season 3, you want to give me some more James Marsden flashbacks? Matter of fact, Alex, find me another James Marsden, bring him back, bring back Billy, and then I hope X blows up Alex and we can just get rid of this plot device and do something else. Like, it just, oh man. Like, today I started on, I think it was the final countdown. That was, I think, the 7th episode. And once she said, "Hey, Alex," I was just like, "Oh man!" It just ruined it for me. And I don't think there's any saving after that. The Jane thing, I guess I didn't hate it. So was it the computer? Well, no, the computer wasn't invented back then. Who sent the email that Jane was going to be a stone cold killer?
I don't
Like
know.
I rewound that scene a couple times, just like, where was this email coming from? And the page.
It may have been Alex. It may have been the computer.
You see, just
I don't think we have all those answers. Let me ask you, were you a Lost head? Did you watch Lost?
I was really into it. Like, I want to say maybe like the first 2 seasons.
Right.
Then it started getting weird. And I was like, I'm out. Let me see how old I was at the time, because I think I was like in my 20s and I just got a decent looking car. So I don't think I was in any TV. Looking up the date. Oh, yeah, 2005. Yeah, I was really in and out of this one. I was like sophomore in college. Yeah, I don't think that had anything to do whether I liked it or not. But I do remember like really being into like the first couple seasons. Then there was like that black smoke flying around the island.
The smoke monster, yeah.
Yep. And I was like, oh, peace. Liked it better when I was just.
See, and I think that's why you don't like what's going on with Paradise, because it's that type of thing, and which is fine. I mean, it's not everybody's thing, and I'm kind of surprised that it took that turn. Did you ever watch The Man in the High Castle?
I think I started like watching the first few episodes, and it was really cool. Then there was a scene with some things going on, and I was like, "Oh, I'm out. I'm out."
Seems to be a pattern. I'm sensing a pattern.
It was just some stuff going on between some people that I didn't want to watch at 1:00 in the afternoon, and I was like, "All right, see you later." And
the reason I asked was because that was a show that took a very similar turn to what Paradise is like. It started off as like this weird alternate history thing, and the Nazis won World War II, and they're running America now, and the Japanese are running the West Coast, and there's all this political intrigue and stuff going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, it takes this hard right into science fiction, and there's a portal to another universe, and and it's kind of like, having not been really up on the source material, it really kind of took me by surprise, but in a good way. And I think like Paradise and Lost did a similar thing. Like, it started out as like, oh, there's just all these people and they're trapped on the island, and what's going on with them. And then all of a sudden you go down this other thing where there's already people on the island and there's already this stuff going on. What's up with that? And now it's like a mystery thing, but then it takes another left turn and now it's like they're talking about time travel and talking about all this stuff like that. So, you know, that's definitely a choice that people are making. And just like we were talking about Grey's Anatomy, sometimes the shows just take a right turn and now there's something different than they originally started at. And I think this show is kind of going this way. I don't know that they were 100%, like I said, I don't know that they were like completely successful, but I don't hate the way they're going. But obviously you do, my friend. So
You know what? I just thought of. I did watch Man of the High Castle because I remember they found out there was a portal to our version of the U.S., right?
right, exactly.
And the Nazis are like, well, we're going to take over that one too.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that I was cool with that. It was
like in a cave in Pennsylvania or something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking
And
of that.
and the guy, the Stephen Root character, who was the man in the high castle, like he was able to like get transmissions from the other universe, and so he was putting out like these newsreels of, you know, when the Allies won the war, and it was like causing all kinds of problems. And then we find out, like I think at the end of it was like the end of the first season or the end of the second season, it's like, oh, here's this portal now, and it's like, oh, we're doing this now. Yeah, that was a pretty good show, though. I do have to say.
I think I didn't mind that because from the jump, I know I'm looking at an alternate universe. And I think my mind was like, anything is possible. With this, for me, and I love like,
I guess that's fair.
what's the word I'm looking for? Because it's not quite post-apocalyptic. But just
What, Paradise?
yeah.
It's definitely post-apocalyptic.
Well, 'cause when I say post-apocalyptic, I think like Mad Max,
Yeah.
The Last of Us. This is like it just happened. You know, normally those shows are like 50 years.
Well, it didn't just happen. We caused it, but it wasn't. We didn't cause it from like a nuclear war or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. It was, it was an environment. It's also got this kind of heavy-handed environmental message to it. We caused the melting of the ice cap, which caused the volcano to become active, which caused the tsunamis.
So with this, I was just expecting some weird stuff going on in the bunker, and you might go out, but and here's what I do agree with you. They should not have gotten inside the bunker so quick.
Right.
It probably shouldn't have happened. Like you said, this season should have been stretched out. But
yeah, like the end of the end of the season, like the end of the season finale is them showing up to the bunker.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap, here we go. And now you have season 3 to kind of deal with all that stuff and the collapse of the ultimate collapse of society in the bunker, the ultimate, here's what's going on. And then, several episodes down into season 3, now maybe we find out about the other site and Alex and all this stuff like that. But I think they just kind of rushed. I heard somebody on a podcast say that it was like if you take like Lost as like, it's like listening to a podcast. Like if you take Lost as like the original, then like this is like listening to it on like 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
Quite fast. And then like Paradise is like listening to it at 3/4 speed because it takes so long. Not Paradise. What's the one with why can't I even think of it now? The one with the hive mind that we were watching, Pluribus. And Pluribus is like it going at 3/4 speed because everything seems to take forever to get to a point. I'm like, that actually really fits.
That does make sense. Yeah, Sterling deserved better, man. There was I'd probably say my favorite moment was when he's introducing his wife and he's like, "This is my therapist," and I was like, "That's one way to put it."
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's talk about our shower therapy.
And then I saw one guy on TikTok commenting on. He goes, "Look, He's like, I watched this with my wife, and she said, if you thought I was dead, that's fine. But the minute I show back up, whatever you had going on with this lady is absolutely done. Done. And he's like, that's fair. Completely fair. Wouldn't even try to argue with it.
Hey, she was living with the weirdo in the post office, so
But in her defense, she refrained from doing anything.
That's true. She did.
And she'll always hold that over his head for the rest of his life. I don't know, man. I'm just really disappointed. Really disappointed.
But what I'm not disappointed in is our boy James Marsden. That little monologue he gave.
Empires don't fall on lack of preparation. Nope, they fall high on their horses and loaded with redundancies. Roman Empire spanned 3 continents, ruled the entire Mediterranean Sea. They built roads that connected the modern world. They had sports and philosophy and theater. They were the pinnacle of culture and excess. And they thought they were unstoppable, invincible. And then, they crumbled. The Mongols conquered from the Pacific Ocean to the Persian Gulf, and they wanted more. They overextended, started infighting, and they imploded.
Excellent. Killed it.
In episode 7 about the collapse of society and how it's going to go. It's just like, okay, this guy is not as dumb as he plays. He's actually got his finger on the pulse pretty well, and I'm just wondering like how much of his like good old boy charm and seemingly oh, I don't understand that is an affectation to put people off. Because he seems to, when it comes down to it, he seems to really kind of, he seems to know what's going on.
Which is why I wouldn't be mad if they multiversed him back into the show.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I just hope there's a major course correction next season.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if they started writing next season yet, or if they started really planning it out or trying to break the season and figure out what they're going to do with it. But hopefully it'll pull back to where Xavier is more kind of, and I think it will, especially because of what happened at the end with the card and everything. So if we know that the Alex was right about Sinatra, and if there's like, this is the person who's supposed to activate it, then Xavier has to be more front and center than he's kind of been in this season.
He was like non-existent at some points.
Well, because he was halfway across, he was across the country, and so all the stuff that was going on in the bunker had nothing to do with him.
It's just DC needs to give that man a role.
I don't know if I'm trusting DC anything coming out of DC for the next 5 years.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that this whole DC Paramount thing is gonna really work. I mean, these guys have 2 networks that they can't even run properly, and now they want to run HBO.
That's the crazy
one network that's
thing.
actually working, that's actually worth the money.
That's like the money and financing side alone, which sounds like it's not all there. CBS is horrendous. I mean, okay, I will push back a little bit on that. CBS is really good at what they are trying to do. Like, they know who their audience is, and CBS knows who their audience is, and they absolutely cater to that audience. But they're losing Taylor Sheridan, right?
Well, no, that's Paramount. I'm not talking about Paramount at large. I'm talking specifically about the CBS brand.
Okay.
Right? They know who their target audience is, and they with all their like police shows and fire shows and NCIS shows and all this stuff, they know what they're doing on that network. Now Paramount, Paramount Plus and Pluto and all that stuff, it's like I'm not so sure, especially on Paramount Plus. And yeah, they're losing Taylor Sheridan. Um, after I think his contract's up next year,
And
and
he's
then
already signed a deal with somebody, right?
he's going to Universal, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's out, and but the thing is, like HBO has been on such a run in the last 10 years
Yep.
of amazing prestige shows, and and like I'll admit I don't watch them all, but there's buzz around every single one of them, and people talk about every single one of them, whether it's Succession or Industry or The Deuce or the White Lotus, or all this stuff is just like bang 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 bang, and now Paramount's going to be running this, and they're already moving people around and looking at, it's like how bad is this going to be, and are they going to do the same thing that Discovery did? Is like they're going to try to make all of that content now Paramount Plus, and they're going to push away the storied HBO brand. I mean, that didn't work out for Discovery very well. They had to come crawling back to their brand, and I don't know. So,
That's
and James Gunn's contract is up next year too. So, we'll have to see.
it's ridiculous, man.
What did you think of that Supergirl trailer?
I didn't watch the second one.
long one?
I think we both talked about how the first one we were like, oh, he's doing Guardians.
Yeah.
Did this one feel like Guardians as well?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So he's doing Guardians.
Yeah. So, and it's a different director, but the trailers very much feels like James Gunn, from the music choices, from the cinematography, from just the way that it's cut together. You definitely tell he's got his hand on it. I don't know. I don't know that I'm buying into it yet, into this version of Supergirl. But from what I understand, it hews pretty close to. There's an arc in the comics that it hews really close to. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe they pull it off. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. I mean, I'll watch it, obviously.
I mean, I'll see it, but I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go in with an open mind. I'm not gonna go in with a closed mind and just assume it's gonna be bad. I got my tickets for Mario Galaxy for tomorrow. But I think the reviews aren't that great so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really my thing. So
I played the game and I got a 10-year-old. You know what's dope? The
got
first
a
one was
44
really,
on Rotten Tomatoes.
the first one was really good. It was
Yeah.
really good. So I don't have high hopes, but it's a 10-year-old. What else? There's something else coming soon because he had told me he wanted to go.
Another
Oh,
movie coming?
We haven't discussed Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. Oh, we did.
We were going to.
We've texted about it.
Yeah.
You were not a fan.
I didn't say that.
Oh no. You said that you didn't like the vibes of like him and the Punisher.
Yeah, well, in the teaser I didn't.
Okay.
The longer trailer, I think, made a little more sense. I just worry it's going to be one of those things where they're trying to do too much in one movie.
I can see that. I can definitely
Seems
see
like
that.
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Sort of like how we like when let's MCU this up.
Well, yeah, and I had texted you today about Trammell Tilleman and what do we think he's doing in this movie. And I watched this trailer a couple of times, and there's a couple of things that make me think that they're bringing mutants into this movie.
Well, you've seen Sadie Sink's contractors like 5 films and a couple TV shows.
Right. And so if you read the like his talking about like there's this threat and we can't even do anything about it. We can't even see it.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see.
And the fact that his captioning, he's referred to as Bill. I'm wondering if he's William Stryker.
I can see that.
Because he certainly has that vibe. And I think he's amazing. He would be
excellent,
amazing. Which makes me wonder if Sadie Sink's character, because there's all these shots of like someone you don't see who they are, but they're in like this like room and they're locked in, and then you see there's a son of like their fists clenching, and then stuff starts happening, and there's another shot of the character who you could tell by like their boots and their outfit. And I'm wondering if that's Sadie Sink's. Well, it's definitely Sadie Sink's character because there was pictures of her in that costume. I'm wondering if she's playing Jean Grey.
That's what I've heard a few people say. I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't hate it. I'm just wondering if like the Spider-Man movies where you want to do that. But she does have. I know she is contracted for Secret Wars for the same character, which would make sense if she's playing Jean Grey. So
whoa. So then we're gonna get the Fox X-Men and then the MCU's X-Men?
Well, it's a multiverse, dude.
I always figured that they'd, find some way to usher out Fox's and then bring in their...
And they may do that. Like, have we found out, is like Famke Janssen in Doomsday?
She
is,
she
right?
said she wasn't, but okay. I don't believe any of them.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, because James Marsden said he wasn't too, and then all of a sudden he is. So
yeah. Because I've seen Halle Berry said she hasn't gotten called in. In my mind, I'm like, how do you not bring Halle Berry in?
Yeah.
Because now I think about it too, like seeing the hand, and again, I don't know who the villain is, but it does seem like there's a lot going on, and they don't do well when they try to do way too much in the movie.
Like if they're trying to cram a lot of, brand service into this, that could be a problem.
Like it worked in No Way Home because it was all Spider-Man focused or Spider-Man related.
Right.
Trying to bring in all these like X-Men and peripheral X-Men characters, it's too much. The Punisher can work, but to me, going beyond that is unnecessary. Like the hand thing too. Like again, it's their character; they can do whatever they want, but he's more of those are Daredevil villains. Have you started the season of Daredevil?
I've watched the first 2 episodes. I think there's only 2 out, right?
I believe so.
Week to week, yeah. So I've been watching it. It's good. It's really good.
I haven't seen anything yet. I'm so out of the loop. And the other thing too is like, you gotta put Charlie Cox in a film, man. That dude's way too good of an actor and plays that character so well to just keep him relegated to your streaming channel.
Well, he was in the last one, right?
For like 2 minutes.
I didn't even think it was that long.
He caught a brick and told me he was his lawyer.
Yeah, no, he definitely needs to do a little more with that character. He's really out there.
He's excellent
talent and skill. But I'm kind of looking forward to like this, this class reunion kind of thing of the Netflix characters, especially Jessica Jones and Luke Cage is going to be coming back, right? Is Coulter back?
He said he wasn't.
Oh, okay. I know Christian Ritter is.
I, I'm okay with them recasting Luke Cage.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And Iron Fist.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies coming out this year, right? Anything that you're particularly like gung ho for or excited for, other than Spider-Man, which we've talked about?
Honestly, just Spider-Man and Doomsday.
Okay.
That's
So
I
speaking of
just
Speaking of Doomsday,
okay.
there's there is a lot of talk that Disney is going to blink and they're going to move it.
I wouldn't do it. I've seen it, but I wouldn't do it.
I would do it.
Why?
Okay, so here's the problem, right? Doomsday and Dune come out the same weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers has got IMAX tied up for 3 weeks. From the 18th of December for 3 weeks, the only movie that is going to be shown in any IMAX theater anywhere in North America is Dune. That means Doomsday does not get any IMAX screenings, which is a huge revenue generator for them. And there was another movie that's already Jumanji has already moved. So Jumanji was supposed to come out the 11th, and then Dune and Doomsday were going to come out the 18th. And so there was talk, like they were actually trying to hype this thing up. They were calling it Doomsday, and they were hoping to get like like the Barbenheimer thing going again, where like, oh, we're gonna get people back in theater. It's gonna be the best weekend ever. But then, people are also talking about, well, yeah, but Doomsday's not gonna get a single IMAX screen for 3 weeks, and by then, like, that's basically a theatrical run at this point. So there's talk that some executives have let slip that they are considering, now that Jumanji has moved off the 11th to Christmas Day. The 11th is basically open, that if they bump Doomsday up a week, it gets opening weekend and a week of IMAX before that gets shut down. What do you think?
I would stay on my date, because if I stay on my date and I beat Dune, that's a nice feather in the cap.
They're going to beat Dune anyway. Nobody's doubting they're going to beat Dune.
So stay at your date.
Yeah, but you're leaving all this money on the table by doing that.
You know the finances stuff better than me, so I'm not going to push back against it. If that's the case,
I mean, think about it, right? So, there's a revenue sharing with the theaters, right? So they get and it's front loaded for the studios. So like the first week, the studios get like 70% of ticket sales, and then it goes down every week after that. Okay. Now you go to the movies.
twice a year.
Rarely. You go to the movies in a theater, right? But like, so if a ticket is $9 for a digital screening, then it's $12 or $13 for a large format screening, and it's $15 or $18 for an IMAX screening, right? So it is in their interest to get that and get it in the first week, not in the fourth week, when they're giving all the money back to the theaters now, right? Their big revenue slice is in the first week, so they want to maximize the amount of ticket sales, and I don't mean cheats and seats, I mean dollars. They want to maximize that in the first week. I think that trumps the pride of beating Dune, which they're going to beat Dune anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. They're going to make $1 billion, and Dune will probably make 800 million. Nobody's thinking Dune is going to stand up to. It's a different kind of movie, and I don't know. I think it makes sense to do it because you get all that upfront revenue, and now you have, and the theater owners love the idea because instead of having, you know, 3 weeks of big sales, now you got 4 weeks of big sales. You know, it stretches out their theatrical windows with these three films vying because don't Jumanji's an also ran, but not by much. That those two movies made a lot of money. Oh, I know
You
what I want
think
to talk to you about after this.
you think The Rock still got it?
That's what I want to talk to you about. But the Jumanji movies are really popular, and they make a decent amount of money. So I don't know. I think it's kind of in everybody's interest for them to move off their date and get that week all by themselves. And then you know what? If people still want to do the whole Dunesday weekend, they can go back to the movies the next week and watch both because the whole it's like people are talking like they want to watch both movies in one day, which is crazy because these are both going to be 3-hour movies. But hey, whatever.
Got stuff to do in December.
I sat there and watched all 3 Lord of the Ring movies in one day, so I can't really complain about that.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was from the comfort of your own couch, right?
It was absolutely in the comfort of my own couch. I don't know. I just think it makes sense to have them move off their date and get that 1 week of IMAX all to themselves before the other big dog shows up and does their thing. I don't know. That's my thought.
I mean, I don't hate it. I'm kind of like neutral on it. Like I'd like them to stay just to be like, yeah, we're going to stay and beat you on your day. But if they want to jump out a week earlier, cool. Gets me out a week earlier, then I don't have to go back to the theaters again for another year.
Yeah, because I know you're not excited about Dune.
Nah. But on to your Rock point.
Okay. So I'm sure by this time you've seen the Moana trailer, the big trailer, the full trailer.
Oh, Lord. This movie that has no business being made.
I mean, Moana's not even 10 years old yet, or it's just barely 10 years old. And from what I'm looking at, it's like a shot-for-shot remake of the animated movie, which they did with Lion King. Here's the thing, though. I watched this trailer. I liked this trailer. I liked every single thing in this trailer except for The Rock.
He looks weird.
He looks so weird. It's like you recast everybody. Why are you not recasting him?
He wasn't gonna allow that.
I know the answer because this whole thing is a vanity project for him. But it's like she looks great. Even the unfinished effects for the trailer look pretty decent. The Kokomora look really good. Hey looks really good. The pig looked good. Everything looked good, and I kind of like the vibe of it. And I like who they cast. I like her. I like who they cast in this. I like the grandmother. She seems to really have it going on. I like the way she is. And then you get to Maui, and it's like, what is this? It's like Dwayne Johnson cosplaying as Maui.
Yes. He has nothing else going on. The Smashing Machine flopped.
Even though I heard he was really good in it.
And I heard that too. But he didn't get an Oscar nomination. The
movie did though, right? The movie got a Best Picture nom, right?
No, it did. I think it got like a Golden Globe nomination.
Okay.
And it's just like, what is his career? What does he do? Like,
I don't know. It got a hair and makeup. It got a makeup and hairstyling nomination. I don't know. I mean, are we on the back end of Dwayne Johnson right now?
I think so. I think
15 minutes are over.
So apparently, WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia next year, and they want to give him a boatload of money to wrestle, he might have to do it.
I mean, when you're Dwayne Johnson and you go back to wrestling, and Dave Batista's getting all the juicy parts.
Because one of these people actually takes acting serious and sees it as a craft.
Yeah.
I think John Cena takes acting more serious than The Rock
I think he does too. John Cena's actually really good.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Fast X with my wife the other day again, and it's got its problems. John Cena's not one of them.
He's not. The Rock just shows up and is The Rock. Apparently he's not in the Smashing Machine, but for the most part, he's The Rock. The other guys are trying to actually be these characters, or at least fit the movie that they're playing in.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Batista in the Highlander remake. And to your point, he did an interview this week where he's like, I've got to practice 3 hours a day with the sword just so I could keep up Cavill.
See?
But he's doing that.
See? And if
you think The Rock would do that?
Absolutely not. He would just show up and you're going to get whatever you get. You're going to get what you get, and that's it.
Which is what we got in the Moana trailer. I'm just going to put the wig on and I'm going to say you're welcome.
Sing my song and peace out.
Is it a musical? It's got to be, right?
I don't know. I'm really over this dude. Just his whole stick. Just really over this dude. We'll see. We'll see. What else is coming out that you're interested in?
I want to say, well, I mean, I know, like I said, I know you're not, but I am definitely interested in Dune. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the end of that. I don't know that there's a whole lot more. I mean, Jumanji I'll watch. I think, I mean, there's another Hunger Games movie, but I think I'll just wait for that to get on TV.
What movie?
You know, Supergirl I'm interested in. I don't know. I mean, everything else is probably like a TV movie for me. Like, I don't know that there's anything much else that's going to get me out into the theater. Maybe. Well, I do want to go see, and I haven't yet, but I do want to go see the Hail Mary Project, because I hear
that looks good.
And what got me thinking about that was I'm really looking forward to Disclosure Day.
Okay. I saw the trailer for that. I can't remember what I saw in the theater, but I saw the trailer for that. That looked pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's Spielberg, it's Emily Blunt. I've seen a couple of Spielberg's interviews about it. He seems really invested in it. So, that looks like it could be pretty good. I don't think there's really much else out that's going to get me like, oh, I need to go see this immediately. The Odyssey, maybe.
Yeah. Is the
I'm
movie
always down. I'm
industry in
always
trouble?
down for a Nolan movie.
Is the movie industry in trouble?
I think it's rounded the corner in a way. I think that they've started to realize that like studio interference is not helping.
Mm-hmm.
And that they need to let creators be creators. They've seen what's happening on TV, especially HBO, and where people are just allowed to run with things and how popular that stuff is. And I think they are kind of letting kind of letting creators have a little more room, and then giving them all these constant notes and trying to hit metrics and trying to hit, you know,
Buzzwords.
yeah, 4 quadrants and trying to hit this, that, and the other thing. And, if there's anything that's encouraging is that some of the people that are coming up are real creatives.
Mm.
Kathy Kennedy's moving out, and she's getting replaced by 2 people who are both come from the creative side. One's more from the business side, one's very firmly entrenched in the creative side. So that's
He
kind
also
of a
didn't
good
like
sign.
Andor.
Yeah. And depending on what this shuffle all turns out to be with HBO and Paramount and um where everybody winds up landing and who winds up in charge of what, then it may not be terrible. I think the biggest problem with that is that they're going to try to pull everything into Paramount instead of letting Warner stand on its own, which would be a problem. They should just leave Warner Brothers alone, and they should leave HBO alone, and
Yeah,
just collect the checks.
but people got
Um,
egos.
yeah. As far as like the whole theatrical thing, I don't know if that's recovered yet. I don't know when it's going to recover, because as long as they are still not willing to like actually like ensure that people are going to have a good experience, it's going to continue to be a problem. If I'm getting gouged to go to the theater, and then there's people talking, and there's people on their phones, and there's people doing all this stuff, and the theater's not doing anything about it, that's going to continue to drive people away.
When I went to get the tickets for Mario for tomorrow, it looked like it was at least 50% capacity. I didn't get it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be full. But I got my tickets all the way at the back.
Right.
Those first 2 seats at the aisle, in case, because I'll get up and leave. I'll just get up and leave. It's not enjoyable. I hate going the week a movie opens. Like, even as I think about it now,
Yeah.
the only reason I'm going to see Spider-Man the first week is because we're going to talk about it.
Right.
Same thing with Avengers. Other than that, I'll wait 2 weeks, I'll wait 3 weeks, or I'll go see it in the middle of a day on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
It's nice that you have the flexibility to do that.
Yeah. It's just not it's not an enjoyable experience.
But I'll like go on a Saturday morning, or like,
Yep, there you go.
For show of the day.
It's just not an enjoyable experience. Yeah, like I'm dreading, and I'm going to a 7:30 showing tomorrow, and I know it's going to also be packed because kids ain't got school the next day.
Yeah.
I just hope it's a bunch of adults that grew up playing Mario Brothers and they just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
You have to let me know about that.
We shall see. Anything before we? Oh, something I want to touch on very quickly. Will you be getting Forza day one?
Probably.
Okay. How excited are you for this game?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, here's the deal. It's like they're gonna have to prove themselves to me. I still cannot get my head into Horizon 5. I go back and I play 4 more than I play 5.
Why?
I don't know. I just like the map better. I like the environment better. I think, and it's like one of these things we were talking about with the movies. I think they try to do too many things. There's too much stuff to do in this game, and they have the Hot Wheels expansion, which is fine. They have the whole rally expansion, and they have like seasonals, and then they have like these like they like so overcomplicated the whole like you build it thing, and like it's tougher to like every time I log on, like the map looks different and there's different things going on, and it just doesn't feel the same. I don't know. Maybe it's just familiarity because I know the map and force so well. But I go on there, I play Eliminator, I go on and I play seasonals, and I'll do playground games and stuff like that. And and I really enjoy it. And I try to do the same things in five, and I don't know. I do like the hide and seek mode. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I like that one.
Mm.
And the Eliminator's fine, but some of the other like I try to get into the rally mode, and it's kind of really complicated. Um, and then they do like these they do like these custom ones that are they're so over the top in terms of like, and I know these, and I don't want to begrudge these guys because I know they spend hours and hours and hours building them, but it's like there's too much. It's like all props and no
Oh
gameplay.
yeah. So I take it you're not looking forward to being an Uber driver in this upcoming version of the game.
I don't know. We'll see.
They
I
said
mean,
it's a-
Japan's kind of interesting. I'm not a big drifter either, so, and I don't know how much, because Japan is drift culture. I don't know how integrated, how much of the game that's going to be. Um,
You know what my favorite Fast and Furious movie was?
yes, I do. I
Can't
don't
wait.
understand it, but I do.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Gonna make that car that he had and try to be the DK. Oh man, that movie was so bad that it's good.
You got to look at it that way.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, it's fine, and the driving is really good. But it's like every time Shane Black and Little Bow Wow are on the screen, I'm like, oh man, get these guys off the screen.
Shane Black pretending to be a high school kid.
At least Tobey Maguire looked like a high school kid when he was 35. Shane Black just looks like a 35-year-old.
Oh man. I'm sorry I disrespected you, Wap Song. Oh, the accent was horrible.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't even
my
know. I
God.
don't even know what that accent was trying to be.
It didn't sound like it was from Texas. Oh man.
Where's he from anyway? Is he from Texas? That would be embarrassing.
Let me see. You know, man, I don't
Shane
want to-
Black. Oh, no, not Shane Black. What's it? Lucas Black, right?
Yeah.
Shane Black is the writer. Lucas Black is the actor. Let's see. Where was he born? Decatur, Alabama. Oh,
Oh
really?
well, so he is from the South. Okay. Oh man. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I wonder if at the end Vin Diesel was like, oh, I have to come back and take control of this franchise.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was like on the ropes after that. Anything else before we get out of here?
I don't think so. No, I think we're good. Covered a lot.
Yeah, I think that's it. Trying to think of anything coming out on TV soon. This is a Netflix guy, War Machine, with the guy from Reacher. I think that's
I
out.
watched it. The movie? Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it.
How was it?
Yeah.
Ah, dang it. I was going to watch it, but never mind. Well, I guess it's back to Grey's Anatomy.
I guess it is. I mean, isn't
All Mankind.
it started already, right?
I was
Yes.
Yeah, that's another disappointment for me, at least. I know it's
Really?
I know it's only episode 1, but if you want to see Joel Kinsman play a really good role, and it's not for everybody, but Imperfect Women also on Apple TV. Typical guy's wife ended up getting killed and they're trying to figure out who did it. That guy can act. That guy can act.
You really can.
He is
I mean, how old is that in this one? Because they jump. Did they jump 10 years like they normally do?
Wait till you see him. Wait till you see him.
I mean, how much more makeup can they slop on the guy?
He looks like Dick Van Dyke does now. He looks exactly the way Dick Van Dyke looks now.
Well, he's about the same age.
So
that's funny.
But
he was really good in Altered Carbon too. Did you watch Altered Carbon?
Yes, I watched some of it.
Fantastic.
So yeah, again, Apple TV quietly, I would say,
getting it done.
Best all around. Especially sci-fi, they've got it on lock. Nobody's touched them through sci-fi. But overall, really, really, really good. Yeah. I don't care for their phones or too many other products, but TV, knocking it out the park. I guess that's it for us. We will see you soon. Enjoy your holidays if you celebrate. Anything else from you, Mr. Mike?
I am good. We will catch you next time.
Wash your hands, wash your butt.
Peace out.
Peace.